Tell me again, Cindy, in your own words, the events that led up to my client allegedly stalking and assaulting you.
Well, I was getting ready to go to the party with my...
What party?
The princess party.
So you willingly attended the party?
Of course I did. The whole kingdom was invited, but I didn't have anything to wear. My sisters weren't letting
Your
me...
sisters?
Well, my stepsisters.
Let the record show that this witness comes from a broken home.
Oh, no, my mother is dead.
Correction. Let the record show that this witness has no reputable female example in her household. Continue.
Well, my stepsisters wouldn't let me borrow a gown. They didn't want me to go.
Why in the realm would your dear stepsisters not want you to go?
Well, they're afraid I would meet someone and marry before they did.
Oh, so there you are. No gown, no party. Whatever did you do?
Well, some friends made a gown for me.
Some friends made a gown for you?
Yes.
And how exactly in the span of a day did these friends make you a gown?
Well, they borrowed things.
What kinds of things?
Beads and scraps of material they found in the bin and some lace or ribbon. Nothing anybody would miss or was using. Rubbish, mostly.
So these friends stole items from whom?
Well, it wasn't stealing exactly. They took them from my stepsisters.
Ah, I see. Well, if it please the court, I would like to submit the character witnesses of Stacy and Driz Tremaine.
Where did you get those?
Both reputable and upstanding young ladies have gone into quite a bit of detail on the true nature of this witness in their personal diaries. I quote, "My stepsister is a lazy orphan who does nothing but lie, steal, and cavort with beasts of all kinds."
None of that is true. I work hard, and the birds and everything are my friends.
The same friends who made you your gown?
Yes.
Let the record show that these taloned tailors are not only thieves, but feathered fiends. Stacy and Driz Tremaine are both permanently blinded by these avian assailants.
Oh, I had no control over that. I'm not the one on trial here.
Well, so you say. Very well, then, let us proceed. So, you attended the party in this foul fashion?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, because my stepsisters saw what my friends had made me, and they destroyed it.
Ah, you mean they reclaimed their stolen goods. So, did you steal another gown?
No.
Did you attend the party naked?
No.
Then where did you get your gown and glass slippers?
From my fairy godmother.
A fairy godmother?
Yes, she heard me crying and came to my aid. But she gave me a gown, a beautiful gown, blue and sparkling and magical, with matching glass slippers. Oh, I never felt so lovely in all my life.
Oh, how romantic. I suppose she had a carriage with a team of horses to whisk you off to the party as well.
Well, yes, she did.
Did you think to question where she obtained these items?
No, I didn't. I thought they were...
Borrowed?
No.
Well, did she want them back?
She didn't really say.
Stolen, then, perhaps?
No.
This fairy godmother appears out of nowhere in your time of need and gifts you a gown, slippers, a horse and carriage, and you don't think to ask where they came from?
They were magical.
Magical! Right! Let the record show that the witness consorts with deviant characters.
She's not deviant. She is good and kind, and she turned me into a princess.
She turned you into a princess?
Well, she made me appear to be as beautiful as...
So you're saying you attended this party under false pretenses?
No, I'm not saying that.
Did you lie to get in?
No, I didn't lie. I said...
Are you or are you not a princess? Let the record show that the witness is not a princess and led the prince to believe that she was.
I did not.
Oh, very well then. How about this version? This nefarious godmother took advantage of you. A poor, wretched, innocent thing like yourself. She dressed you in seductive clothes, plied you with gifts and promises, used you to get what she wanted. You couldn't have possibly known what her intentions were.
Her intentions?
To inflame my client into acts of, well, alleged acts of delinquency.
Delinquency.
Alleged delinquency.
That night at the party, he stalked me.
You dressed in a magical gown and thought you wouldn't attract the attention of my client?
Well, I didn't dress up to attract attention.
Then why dress up at all?
I dressed up for myself. And your client wouldn't leave me alone. He kept anyone else from dancing with me. He had his guards surround me and isolate me from the other guests. It was terrifying.
But he sounds attentive and responsive to a young woman alone at a party.
It was creepy, and I had to escape to get away.
Did you tell him you wanted to leave?
Oh, no, if I had...
Tell him to leave you alone?
I was afraid to.
Say you wanted space.
No,
Did you tell him no clearly and distinctly so as not to leave any room for confusion?
I don't know how.
It's 2 simple letters, princess. It isn't that hard. And despite this alleged abuse, you returned the next 2 nights.
I wasn't going to let him keep me from enjoying the festivities.
If you were truly afraid, then why in the realm did you return? Shouldn't you have been sufficiently terrified into staying home?
I was terrified by that so-called prince. I still am. You have no idea what it feels like to be treated like a thing, like an object to be obtained, like fresh meat to be devoured. And he set a trap for me that last night. Did your client tell you that? Tar on the steps. He was trying to capture me. I barely got away. Even then, he wouldn't give up. He stalked me night and day. He enjoyed it. It was a game to him. Some sick, twisted perversion of courtship, dragging every woman in the kingdom out to lord his power over them, and make them all bow and scrape and curtsy, and yes, even wish to be his property. Like my stepsisters, who let him talk them into mutilating their bodies, cutting off parts of their toes and heels in order to fit my glass slipper. No, in order to please him. He knew they weren't who he was looking for, and yet he let them do that anyway. You dare to ask me why I wasn't carrying at home? He had no right to treat me that way. You have no right to treat me this way. I have every right to wear what I want to attend any ball and dance with anyone I wish, or not. Because I am a person. I am a woman who has worth and value. and he forgot that, and you forget that. But I do not, and I will not stand to be blamed and accused for his crimes.
Alleged crimes. Well, I suppose I can't argue with that. But I do have one more question. The glass slipper.
What about it?
Why did you leave it on the steps?
Well, the tar, it was stuck, and I had to flee.
And the other slipper?
What? I kept it.
Why in the realms did you keep it?
Why, it was all I had left to prove that any of it had happened.
I think you wanted to be found.
Why would I?
You left him one slipper on the stairs, and the match stayed with you. One of a kind pair. Rather convenient, wouldn't you say? Admit it. You wanted him to find you.
No, that is not true.
Let the record show that this witness admits to leading my client on a chase without his consent. Next time, princess, I suggest you stay at home and clean the fireplace like a good little girl. Oh, and my client has a proposal for you.
A proposal?
You really ought to say yes. Or else he'll pursue charges for defamation of character, impersonating royalty, and the matter of the avian assault on your darling sisters.
Stepsisters.
You don't want to spend the rest of your youth tied up in litigation and paying off excessive fines, do you? No further questions, Your Honor. I think we're done here. Oh, I have another case at 2, Your Honor. My client was assaulted by some little girl in a red cloak. Well, pretty cut and dried. So...
No.
Did you say no?
2 simple letters. It isn't that hard. N-O. No. I won't marry him to make this go away. And no, I won't be silent and comply. And no, I will not be a good little girl who does what she's told in order to make my life easier or his more comfortable. Somewhere out there right now is some young princess getting read a story of a prince come to whisk her away in a happily ever after. We've allowed her to believe that her consent is not important. And I don't care if I spend a lifetime clawing my way out of these circumstances. If it saves that one child from believing that she has no say in her life, I do have a say. And I say, guilty as charged.